The Indigo Children. Indigo children, according to a pseudo-scientific New Age concept, are children who are believed to possess special, unusual, and sometimes supernatural traits or abilities. They are sometimes also referred to as crystal children or star children. The idea is based on concepts developed in the 1970s by Nancy Ann Tappe and further developed by Jan Tober and andLee Carroll. The concept of indigo children gained popular interest with the publication of a series of books in the late 1990s and the release of several films in the following decade. A variety of books, conferences and related materials have been created surrounding belief in the idea of indigo children and their nature and abilities. The interpretations of these beliefs range from their being the next stage in human evolution, in some cases possessing paranormal abilities such as telepathy, to the belief that they are more empathetic and creative than their peers. Although no scientific studies give credibility to the existence of indigo children or their traits, the phenomenon appeals to some parents whose children have been diagnosed with learning disabilities and to parents seeking to believe that their children are special. Critics view this as a way for parents to avoid considering pediatric treatment or a psychiatric diagnosis. There are claims of indigo children or star children, extremely intelligent and highly sensitive children, all over the world. While these are most likely just normal children who happen to have extremely high intelligence for their young ages, some claim that they are the result of genetic engineering. Two cases in particular appear to stand out. Jason Andrews's first alien experience occurred on his 4th birthday in Kent, England, in 1987. As a violent storm proceeded to sweep over the area, Jason apparently began to mutter a series of numbers, seemingly in a trance-like state. As the storm took hold, the house the Andrews family lived in began to shake until Jason turned to his parents and calmly stated to them, "They are waiting for me, I have to go." The 4-year-old boy then went to exit the property before his father wrestled him away from the front door. As suddenly as it had begun, the shaking of the house and the storm ceased, and Jason returned to his normal self. The family appeared to forget about the incident until 8 years later, when Jason informed them that since that day, he had been abducted by strange beings that would come into his room and take him to some kind of operating table. His mother, Ann Andrews, along with UFO researcher and author Jean Ritchie, came to the conclusion that Jason was an indigo child, and this was the reason that the aliens had an interest in him. Jason himself, now in his 30s, states that he does have certain psychic and spiritual abilities. Nikki Patillo claims that her daughter, Maddie, is also an indigo child who has claimed several times to her that her home is in the sky. Patillo claims Maddie has developed and shown otherworldly abilities, and she firmly believes that the girl carries alien DNA within her body. Patillo wrote a book about her experiences titled Children of the Stars and stated that her daughter and many other alleged star children are the incarnation of spirits that have been sent to Earth from all over the universe for the benefit of the human race. These are the characteristics of an indigo as stated in The Care and Feeding of Your Indigo Child. Strong-willed. Born in 1978 or later. Headstrong. Creative, with an artistic flair for music, jewelry making, poetry, etc. Prone to addictions. An old soul as if they're 13 going on 43. Intuitive or psychic, possibly with a history of seeing angels or deceased people. An isolationist, either through aggressive acting out or through fragile introversion. Independent and proud, even if they're constantly asking you for money. Possess a deep desire to help the world in a big way. Wavers between low self-esteem and grandiosity. Bores easily. Has probably been diagnosed as having AD or ADHD. Prone to insomnia, restless sleep, nightmares, or difficulty, fear of falling asleep. Has a history of depression, or even suicidal thoughts or attempts. Looks for real, Deep and lasting friendships. Easily bonds with plants or animals. If you possess 14 or more of these traits, you're an indigo. If you possess 11 to 13, you're probably an indigo in training. If you're an adult with these traits, you could be a light worker.